Hey guys, how's it going? Ed here with another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Galop Hermes by Hermes. The fragrance was first launched in 2016 and the perfumer behind it is Christine Nagel. Christine Nagel is the in-house perfumer at Hermes. She's the first female to occupy the role, having succeeded Jean-Claude Ellena. Now, although this fragrance review is based off a 4 ml official Hermes sample, the bottle design itself is modelled on that of a stirrup, which is a little nod back to the brand's equestrian heritage. When the fragrance opens up, you get this powerful, dense, thick, inky rose, along with a tiny touch of something citric just to brighten it up a little. We have osmanthus in there, which gives an apricot-like feel as well, and we get the very first murmurings of the suede and the leather. Now, as it gets to the mid, things calm down a little. The rose, which initially was thick and dense and inky in consistency, becomes more jammy and a little bit more subdued. The citric element from the beginning is completely gone, and we get the introduction of saffron and a tiny bit of soft black tea, while still that leather and the suede notes build in tone and become stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, when it starts to dry down, we get the rose with a tiny hint of black tea-like smokiness, and now that leather, which is very plush and smooth, yet with a tiny animalic twang as well, has fully paired up with a powdery suede note, and this slightly jammy, rosish, plush leather, powdery suede combo is what makes up the bulk of the dry down, and this is what you're going to experience for most of the fragrance's lifespan on your skin. Now, for me, I think this is great for a autumn evening or for an all-day winter fragrance, because in the cold weather on a day like today, Galop Hermes really does shine and come alive. For me, this is quite a statement-making fragrance, definitely for a mature audience. Now, in terms of final ratings for Galop Hermes, projection, this is not a projection beast. It's labelled as being a pure perfume or a parfum, so it doesn't have a massive amount of projection, but the radius, the projection radius is quite strong, so I would have to say it projects quite well, especially in the opening few minutes, because it really is quite, sort of quite dense and powerful and punchy, which caught me off guard. So projection, I'm going to have to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Sillage, unfortunately for me, this didn't leave much of a sillage trail at all. So sillage, I'm going to have to give a 3 out of 5. Longevity, on my skin at least, Galop Hermes was a bit of a beast. So longevity, I'm going to have to give a 4.5 out of 5, because on my skin, we're getting 20 plus hours on fabric. We're talking like 2 days. And now for the overall smell. This is a little bit tricky because, to be perfectly honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the initial opening of this fragrance. The punchy, powerful, dense, inky-like nature to the rose note in the beginning threw me off. When it starts to get to the mid and dries down and it becomes more jammy, yes, that's when it's a little bit more palatable. But to begin with, that really did throw me off and spoiled my enjoyment of the fragrance a little bit. And a lot of other people that I spoke to were put off by the initial opening, by the initial sort of 10-15 minutes or so. I mean, I have to say, on my skin, this takes a very long time to evolve. And for the price, do I want to suffer through the opening of the fragrance? And I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I respect what Christine Nagel has done with this. It is a very clear statement of intent. I remember reading a comment on a review that someone left on Fragrantica, and they said that it reminded them of a women's version of Fahrenheit, and I kind of get that. It is quite bold, it is quite punchy, and it definitely makes a statement. And as Nagel is now the in-house perfumer, having succeeded Jean-Claude Ellena at Hermes, I think this is her putting her mark down on the fragrance world. Can a man wear this? Yes, I think it's more suited to a woman perhaps, and I have to say that on a woman I do find this to be extremely appealing. It is quite a daring fragrance, and I think you have to be sort of quite a confident person in order to pull this off. Structurally, it's well put together. I enjoyed the total lifespan of the fragrance because it took a while to evolve, but overall the opening spoils it for me, and that taints my enjoyment of the fragrance. It is quality, it has that Hermes quality to it, and I guess what it reminds me of a little bit is if I were to delve my nose into a brand new Birkin bag that was maybe tainted with a touch of rose. I think that's what it sort of reminds me of a little. But overall, in terms of overall smell, it does let me down a little bit. So the overall smell, I'm going to have to give it a 3.5 out of 5. So there you go, that's been my very quick little review of Galop de Hermes by Hermes. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Cheers for watching and take care.